I refused to invite my dad to my wedding, but the reason will shock you. Growing up, my dad was my absolute hero. He coached my soccer team every Saturday, helped me with math homework until midnight, and never missed a single school play or recital. We had this tradition where every Sunday morning, we'd make pancakes together and he'd tell me stories about his childhood. I genuinely thought I had the best father in the world. Everything changed when I was 15. Mom got diagnosed with breast cancer, and our perfect family life crumbled overnight. The chemotherapy made her weak and sick, but Dad promised both of us he'd never leave our side. "We're a team," he'd say, holding both our hands in the hospital waiting room, the three of us against the world. But 6 months into Mom's treatment, I came home early from school with a migraine and caught him in our living room with our neighbor. They were on our couch, the same one where Mom napped between chemo sessions. I stood frozen in the doorway, watching my hero destroy everything I believed about love and loyalty. When he saw me, Dad's face went white. He followed me to my room and got on his knees, actually begging me not to tell Mom. "She's fighting for her life right now," he said with tears in his eyes. "This kind of stress could kill her. Please, I'll end it with Linda. Just don't tell your mother." So I became an accomplice to his betrayal. Every day I watched him bring Mom flowers and tell her how much he loved her, knowing he was still texting our neighbor behind her back. I'd catch glimpses of his phone screen, heart emojis and messages about when this is all over. It made me physically sick. Mom beat cancer after 18 months of hell. We celebrated at her favorite restaurant, and Dad gave this beautiful speech about how grateful he was for his family. But the stress of his double life had taken its toll on Mom's heart. 2 years later, she had a massive heart attack and died instantly. At Mom's funeral, Dad played the devastated widower perfectly. He sobbed at the podium, talking about losing his soulmate and best friend. Everyone comforted him, telling him what a devoted husband he'd been during her illness. I wanted to scream the truth, but what was the point? Mom was gone. But that same night, while I was cleaning out Mom's room, I saw Dad through the window. He was in our backyard on the phone, and I could hear him clearly. "I know this sounds terrible, Linda, but I finally feel free. We can be together now without hiding." That's when something inside me died. I moved out the next week and went completely no contact. Dad tried everything, showing up at my college, sending letters, calling my friends, but I was done with him forever. 10 years passed. I built a beautiful life without him. I graduated, got a great job, and met the love of my life. When we got engaged, I didn't even consider inviting Dad to the wedding, but somehow he found out. 3 weeks before my wedding, I was at my final dress fitting when the shop door chimed. I looked up in the mirror and saw him standing there, looking older and broken. The entire bridal party went silent. "Sweetheart," he said, his voice shaking, "I know I messed up, but I'm still your father. I should walk you down that aisle." I turned around slowly, still in my wedding dress, and looked him dead in the eye. The whole shop was watching, but I didn't care. "Real fathers don't murder their wives with betrayal," I said loudly enough for everyone to hear. "You killed Mom with your lies, and you killed any chance of being my father the day you chose another woman over your family." His face crumpled, but I wasn't finished. "You want to know the truth? Mom knew about your little affair. She told me right before she died that the stress of pretending not to know was eating her alive. She died heartbroken because of you." Dad left without another word, and I never saw him again. My wedding day was absolutely perfect. As my fiancé's father walked me down the aisle, I felt Mom's presence so strongly it took my breath away. For the first time since she died, I felt complete. Some people think I'm too harsh, but they don't understand. I didn't just lose my father that day, I caught him cheating. I lost my mother too.